Good morning and welcome back to the videos. We are on day 2 of the Raiders gravel event and the weather has turned up. It's beautiful, it's sunny, we're in short sleeves and we've got 80 kilometre of rolling Scottish hills. It's going to be a good day out. As well as taking in some of the sights of this ride today, we're going to go over basically how I plan for these events, some of the things that I like to do and some tips for how to get through one of these things. So one of the first things you're going to want to consider before you do something like this is making sure your bike's prepared properly. The amount of people that come onto these events and haven't just checked the bike over is a lot more than you think. And especially on these kind of surfaces, bolts will get loose. Things will fall off. The amount of bottle cages and bottles that we've seen on the ground. But yeah, you can just basically go do a once over on all the sort of main bolts on your bike. Just make sure they're all tight. And then the other thing you want to do with setup is make sure you set up tubeless. And tubeless, for those of you who don't know, is basically where you put a sealant, like a liquid, inside your tyre. You have no inner tube, and what happens is if you puncture, especially if it's a small puncture, the sealant inside will fill the hole and seal it, so you don't need to get off your bike and you don't need to repair a puncture. I guess it's kind of like if you get a cut and the blood kind of clumps together to stop you bleeding. It's kind of like that. On this ride, especially yesterday, there was a lot of punctures. So yeah, make sure all your bolts are tight, do a once over on your bike, and make sure you set up tubeless. I'm not really sure where I chose to film on this steep hill, but there you have it. The other thing that is important for events like this is just taking enough food with you. I think a lot of people who are doing this for like the first time often ask like, how much food should I take? Is this too much? Is this too little? I think basically the key is like mixing up the different types that you've got. So I've got a bunch of like gels. I've got 2 gels. I've got 2 bars, different flavors of stuff just for palate fatigue. And I've also got a bunch of carb from Sturka in my bottle as well, which is energy. And so on something like this, because it's not too hard, I'm aiming for like 50 or 60 grams of carb. If you were riding a bit harder, you might want to go up to 100 grams. So literally at the start of a ride, I will just count how much carb is in the bars and gels and bottle mix, just to make sure that I've got it right. Because you don't want to carry like additional stuff either, especially when there's hills like this. Yeah, and just like, if you can eat more natural food, then do it, because it's way better for you. But the gels and bars and all that kind of stuff are super convenient. What have you got?
I have a little Quoc classico.
Oh yeah.
It's 8 packets of citrus fruits, almonds and honey today. Not too sure how to open it. Some
you have to do
this. Yeah, but I'm gonna taste.
Do the bar. Go on.
You need to take this on the video, mate.
About 25 k's into today's route. We've hit a nice little road section just between the gravel trails. It gives you a little moment just to look up at the views a bit more, because you don't have to worry about the path in front of you. And it's absolutely stunning around here. Galloway Forest, an area that you've probably never heard of, does seem to be one of the best kept secrets in gravel riding. And judging by this road surface, the road riding around here is probably amazing too. And I'd say that that's something else about riding these kind of events. It's really easy to get caught up with speed and trying to be fast, descend fast, climb fast. That can be fun if you're racing, but you end up missing all the views and you're riding in some of these beautiful places. And so if you do something like this, I would definitely encourage you to just remind yourself to look up, to look out and around. I mean, we spend so much time riding in the city and in the same routes over and over again. You gotta take this stuff in. How you been finding it today so far, mate?
Tough going today. Got tired legs, a bit more difficult than yesterday, but look where we are, man. Beautiful. Can't complain. How are you getting on?
Yeah, not bad. I think I think I've enjoyed today more than yesterday so far.
How come?
I just think the views, I guess probably the weather makes a difference.
No wind whatsoever.
It's so still.
And the sun's kind of out as well.
Yeah. This is your sort of first gravel event, right?
Yes, it is indeed.
How would you sum it up?
Class, absolutely class. Like, I've not been cycling for so long. I'm on about 3 months, but I've been getting stuck in with it proper. And this is definitely something I'll be doing again.
Yeah.
Well organised as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the video that I'm doing today is kind of like how you should prepare, or how I prepare for these kind of events. Things like bike prep, nutrition, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, nice.
Obviously, as you've only been cycling for a couple of months, what are some of the biggest things that you've learned that maybe you didn't know before you started?
The fueling stuff is absolutely essential, just in terms of taking on enough carbs before, during,
Right.
and even after. I've only bonked a few times, but it's always because I've not had enough fuel inside of me. I would make sure you've got enough gels, carb mix, whatever it is you do on your ride, just to avoid the bonk.
The dreaded bonk. And what about like bike stuff? Is there anything that you've learned about like equipment or?
Well, depends where you're starting from. I've had to buy quite a lot of stuff to feel comfortable out here. Like this Wahoo computer has been massively helpful for like solo rides, so I know where I'm going. I've got some decent tyres, and I've gone tubeless as well, which for gravel's made all the difference. But outside of that, not so much. I'm still learning. I found the bib shorts are worth the money if you're doing longer rides. I tried like some cheap ones. I'm riding without bib shorts, and anything for me over 30k.
Yeah.
On this stuff, it started to hurt.
Yeah.
Or get a little bit uncomfortable, I should say.
How you find today, Paul?
Today's ride sponsored by KP Peanuts.
Is that one of your go-tos?
Do you know, I've just discovered nuts on a ride about 2 or 3 weeks ago because I get a lot of cramps.
Right.
So I need to just keep getting salt in. I don't know if this is the right kind of salt. Placebo.
Like most things in cycling. Placebo. Expensive kit? Placebo.
Yeah.
Expensive bike? Placebo.
There's some people destroying it on some perfectly normal looking kit. In fact, I'm not even sure if they're part of the ride. They might just be on their way to work. But they're nailing it.
Man, what a day out. They're canoeing on that loch and it's like just dead still. There's hardly any wind. It is just stunning. I actually nearly didn't pull the camera out for that loch, which on a normal day would have been like the highlight of the route. But on this route today, it's too much. Like every corner you go around is stunning. I'll try and be more diligent in filming because I want you to experience what this place is like. But to be honest, you should just come and do it. Lemon drizzle. It's good.
I wrote the caramel, it's not as good.
I'm just laughing at Suvi. She's in a hangry hole. Alright, we've finished with the feed stop. We've got about 30 k's left to go. We've done most of the climbing of the day, so I think it should be a gentler finish to the day. We have been out a lot longer than we thought we were going to be, craving some savoury food. Phil finished a long time ago. I think we should send him to get some chips for us. Finish line chips. Oh man, look at it. 10 k's to go. Good bit of descending. This should be fun. Last climb of the day. Tell you what, the Scottish weather has turned up today. I am roasting. You can probably tell that by my sweat marks and the sunburn I'm going to have later on. And that's day 2. Beautiful day out. Route was insane, weather was insane, company was pretty good. Okay, we are showered and ready after today's epic ride. We're off to do a little bit of filming for Suvi. She's riding a pretty interesting bike that is part of a race series.
So you should watch that video as well.
You should watch that video, offroadcc.co, off.road.cc.
That's well said.
That was it, right? So yeah, we're gonna go off and film some of that and then just hang out at the festival tonight, chat with some people, eat some food, drink some beers probably. But yeah, epic day today, and we've got it all again tomorrow. I will catch you in that one, but for now, we'll see you later. Cheers! Philip,
Hey there.
how did you get on today with the racing?
Today was flipping hard. I suffered through every minute of every time section. But I took some more time and moved up the overall. So I've got a bit of a buffer now as well.
So you're in 14th. We did say that he was in 14th yesterday, but then he moved down a few spaces. I think there was some like timing
Yeah,
issues.
so the end of yesterday I was actually in 17th.
Yeah.
And I've moved actually up to 14th today. So moved up a few spaces. And I think I've got like 3 minutes to 15th. So I can chill a little bit and maybe like one climb tomorrow.
I just honestly, like, it's his first race. He's never raced before. Alistair Brownlee, you know that Olympian guy, he's first.